Most people jump into Amazon chasing private label launches, some secret product that's gonna make them rich, or outdated advice that just doesn't work anymore. That's why so many new sellers jump in the game and end up failing within the first few months. I've been selling on Amazon for over 6 years now and done over $35 million in sales. If I was getting started in 2026, there are a few things that I would do to actually guarantee success and a bunch of things that I would look to avoid. So in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly what you need to do before you get started on Amazon in 2026. The right business model, the mistakes to avoid, and the smarter way to build something that actually scales. Watch this first. It'll save you a lot of time, money, and frustration. Let's get into it. All right, so we gotta start here. The thing is that every single year, I hear the exact same thing. Amazon is oversaturated. There's too many Amazon sellers out there. I can't make money reselling products on Amazon or making my own brand on Amazon. Let's be clear here. This marketplace is growing year after year. When I started back in 2020, the first thing I heard was, man, why are you getting into the Amazon space? Don't you know 90% of Amazon sellers fail? I said, I don't care. What's expected? If you can go and jump into a marketplace in about 7 days, become an authorized seller, start reselling with no education, no certification, no degree, nothing, wouldn't you expect to fail? You don't have enough information. But the thing about it is the people that actually understand what's going on are the ones that win. It is no different in 2026, but here's the thing. As the marketplace grows, there's more money going around, but is it getting dispersed equally? Absolutely freaking not. What's happening is the people at the top are winning. The people who actually understand, they are soaking up a bunch of the money, myself included. So what you need to focus on is being in that top 10%, right? What that means is that, look, this is not 2014, 2015. You can't just jump in and start randomly selling products from China, from Walmart, from Costco, and expecting that you're gonna get rich. When markets are in their infancy stage, yes, you could do a lot of nonsense and make a lot of money. If you look at TikTok like a year, 2 years ago, where you could literally just make a video for a brand and somehow you're making 5, 10, 15K, now what happens? Those creators making videos are really the skilled ones. Those are the ones making money. The people that just throw random stuff up there, they have no chance of generating sales. Why? Because the marketplace is simply maturing. Here's the thing. I can't stress this enough. If you are going to get involved in the e-commerce space, I don't care if it's Shopify, Amazon, TikTok, your goal needs to be, how do I end up in that top 10%? How do I follow where the actual money is going and stop becoming a freaking rookie? The other thing you need to focus on is picking the right business model. When someone says they're an Amazon seller, there's so many ways to make money on Amazon. You could be doing affiliate marketing. You should not be doing drop shipping because you will get banned, but you could be doing drop shipping. You could be doing retail arbitrage, flipping products from stores. You could be doing what we do, working with brands directly and reselling their products, or you could be launching your own brand with private label. I don't really care which one you're doing, right? Just pick the one that aligns with your freaking goal. For most people, myself included, that's the wholesale model, because what we're looking for is quick cash flow with relatively low risk. We're not trying to spend money on ads, marketing, any of that. So what we want to do is sell what people are already buying. So make sure you have whatever business model aligns with your goals. But if you're looking for something that generates quick cash flow, relatively low risk, 9 out of 10 times, that's going to be Amazon wholesale. It could be retail arbitrage, but you just got to understand that's not a scalable model. You're not going to endlessly make 100 or 200 or $1 million flipping product from stores. It like literally doesn't even make logical sense. So pick something that's scalable, but understand there's money to be made out here. You just gotta follow the right blueprint. Now, I will say this, going into 2026, and this change started back in 2024, but it is becoming more and more apparent. Amazon's biggest fear is fake product. If you get on their platform and start selling a bunch of nonsense, you put them and the brand at a ton of risk. Imagine if I had I got this path water right here, right? Imagine if somebody starts selling water on Amazon, right? Fake path water, same bottle, all of these things. And someone finds out. They can sue Amazon, they can sue the brand, and it's a freaking nightmare that's not worth the risk for them. So their biggest fear is fake products, coming from especially new sellers. There are two things that you don't want to do going into 2026. One is going to be retail arbitrage, buying and flipping products from retail stores. Now, here's the thing. Can you do this for a little bit of time? If you're on a very small budget, like I'm talking like you have $500, $1,000, $1,500, yeah, you can get started there. But the writing is on the wall. They are literally shutting down accounts, holding inventory, all of that stuff for people who are selling unauthorized inventory. So if you do it for a month, 2 months, make some money, but quickly transition into a model that actually aligns with Amazon's goals, like what we do with brand direct wholesale or buying from authorized distributors. The other option you have is you can be buying from unauthorized distributors, people who are like regular things that are not approved by Amazon to actually be resellers or not approved by the brand to be distributors, you can purchase from them and sell. But once again, similar to retail arbitrage, do it quick to make some quick cash and get the hell out of there. You gotta read the writing on the wall. I can't tell you how many people come to me and what happens is they have a low budget, like $500,000. They're like, you know what, I'm gonna stack up. I'm gonna go flip these products from Walmart. And they do it and they do it and they're making money and they just get stuck and just don't make any changes. And what happens is a few months down the line, what happens? Their account is in trouble. Amazon's not liking them anymore. They're continuously selling these products that can't be authenticated and they're not having a good time selling on Amazon. Versus if you do that for a few months, stack up, take that money and transition into a model that they actually like brand direct wholesale, or if you want to launch your own brand. But please, 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 if you're gonna do retail arbitrage or buy from unauthorized distributors, do it for a very small period of time to stack up your money and get the hell out. If you have over like 3K, 5K, 10K for inventory, I would go strictly into brand direct wholesale. Or if you're one of those people that literally just don't care about cash flow, but you want to own your own brand, I would go right into private label. Now, what are we doing going into 2026? It's literally what we did in 2025, except we're amplifying it. Look, we have made a tremendous amount of money. We've closed out close to 15 million last year. Well, it's the end of 2025, so this year, I'm doing brand direct deals. We work directly with brands, we partner with them, we become their Amazon partner, we take up a piece of their pie, right? And then slowly but surely, we look to position ourselves as the exclusive seller. Let's paint a picture, right? Let's say we have brands, and there was one brand, I'll tell a quick story about a brand we met back in 2021. This brand does $50 million a year, but not on Amazon, right? They do mainly in retail stores, so grocery brand. We pitched the hell out of them, had board meetings, all kind of stuff, right? Closed the deal for a portion of their brand. And we started reselling those products on Amazon. As that relationship continued, what we had contracts in place. So if we were able to drive enough sales on the platform, stay in stock, they would have to renew our contract for another 2 years. We always hit it. So what happened is we got more and more comfortable with them. And instead of taking up a portion of their brand, they gave us more and more access. Something to the tune that they have 3 brands under their umbrella. We control all 3 of them. It generates us multiple tens of thousands of dollars in profit per month, and it's been doing that for 6 years. This is what you want to do going into 2026. Work with brands that are either A, small, like they literally just barely launched, and they have to go spend a ton of money on marketing, so they actually need your capital to keep them in stock and fund their growth on other platforms, or work with brands that are really, really big, but Amazon still isn't their primary focus, and there's a ton of these out there. When you know how to identify these brands, easiest way is if they have multiple sellers already on them on Amazon, that usually is a signal that they're working with resellers. You can go in there and close the deal as long as you have some skills on know what to say to them. I love this method because here's the thing. When you start off with brands that have small revenue on Amazon, and either if they're marketing off channel or you're helping them drive more revenue by changing things on their Amazon listing and getting creative on ways to like boost their sales, guess what? Who benefits? Us. We get to raise our income. We get to grow with them. This is true brand partnership. This is what changes the game. And especially in 2026, where you want to get away from unauthorized distributors and resellers, this is the freaking game changer. What would happen is you don't need a lot of actual relationships to hit your goal. I've seen people hit 100K a month with like one freaking distributor, one brand. Like one brand that we were speaking to with one of our students, they're doing like 750K, it's a supplement brand, a month. You wouldn't even think that this brand they wanted to like get off Amazon, right? They're making money, but they were spending so much money on marketing over here. Like, dude, we can't even focus on this right now. They literally just gave our student the whole account, 750K per month in sales, just given to them. Like now we're looking to go find funding to actually fund like them to purchase these products every month. But they got that deal because all these brands are looking elsewhere. Make sure you're working with brands that want to work with you and are looking to grow outside of the platform, because we get to benefit as their Amazon partner. This is so key going into 2026. Now, if you're just getting started, I can't stress this enough. Everything I'm saying is like a long-term vision, but if you are just getting started, the only freaking thing that matters is actually doing the work consistently. It is just execution. If you say you're gonna reach out to 400 brands, 500, get it done. Right? It is a volume game and an execution game. That is all you need to focus on, just getting it done. Don't look for the home run deals like, man, if this deal isn't closing me 50% ROI, I'm not touching it. If this brand isn't making me 50K a month, I'm not working with them. Like, get off your high horse, right? Your only sole purpose is to learn the game, put money in your pocket. Learn the game, put money in your pocket. And that comes from consistent execution. Now, once you start executing, if you're executing at a high clip, like you're saying like, hey, for the first 60 days, I'm reaching out to like 800,000 brands, right? You're gonna close deals. It was like, no way in hell you're not gonna close deals. But now the game becomes, how do I optimize? What in my process is not optimized? Is it taking me too many emails or too many phone calls to call a deal? Do I need to get better at actually having a sales conversation? Do I need to be able to pitch better? Do I need to be able to look at different brands that are in certain sectors or niches that are producing more profit for me? What is it? Whatever it is, you want to now reiterate. Sorry about that. I got confused for a second. What you want to do is now hone in on what's working for you and what's not. And all this is checking your processes, right? What's working and what's not. If something's working for you, great. If it's not, change it. But this only happens after you do the volume. And the last thing I want to mention about this, because this is super important, is do not freaking outsource your work too early. I had somebody come to me the other day. And they were like, you know what? I have $100,000. I'm gonna hire for inventory. I'm gonna hire a virtual assistant to run the business. I don't wanna touch it. Everything's gonna be all fine and dandy. I was like, you are still the business owner. Like, this is your business. If you don't know how the whole machine works, you cannot gauge if they're doing a good job or a bad job. You need to learn it first. So many people come into this business and get freaking lazy. They just like, I can outsource without actually understanding what that whole picture looks like, and they end up screwed, right? Do it your freaking self, iterate your processes, then hire people to do it and get it off your plate. That is the roadmap. Now, I wanna be super clear. 2026 is a great freaking time to make money on Amazon. It's better than when I started back in 2020. I'm making more money than I did. We've grown year over year. And honestly, I'm talking to less freaking people, right? I have a good team that handles it. But here's the thing, I can't stress this enough. As marketplaces mature, like I spoke about in the beginning, there's a bigger gap between the rookies and the vets. And the vets are making more money and the rookies are making even less, right? All the money's coming here. So what you absolutely freaking need to do, if you are actually serious about getting into this business and making money, treat it like a freaking job when you first start. Be committed to the systems. Don't treat it like a part-time hustle. Even if it's making you part-time money, 5K, 10K, 15K, whatever the hell that is a month to you, treat it like a full-time job for the first few months. If you could commit 3 to 6 months to just busting your booty, getting the work done, building the systems, and then finally outsourcing, I promise you the business will not look the same in the next 6 to 12 months, right? You just gotta focus on it. All right. I know in my first year, I did a pretty garbage job, but I worked a lot of hours. And at the end of the year, we did about $860,000 our first year. It has grown every freaking year. And that's because even when I had a full-time job, I still treated this like my full-time job because I knew at the end of the day, there was no cap on the income and it would give me the time freedom I wanted. And literally about 18 months later when I left my job, see you later. I was working less hours and making more money because I was committed to the system. Treat it full time and that money will come in full time. So if you're serious about starting Amazon FBA in 2026, here's the key takeaway. Don't rush, don't chase the hype, and do not choose the wrong business model. The sellers that win are the ones that follow a proven system and treat it like a real business from day one. If you want to skip the trial and error and learn this entire wholesale system, the same one we use to do over 35 million in sales, hit the first link in the description and sign up for our next completely free live training. I'll walk you how to get approved by real brands and suppliers, how to pick the right products, and how to build a machine that actually scales your income month after month. I hope this video helped. Make sure you subscribe because I post videos like this every single week with me and my partners on how we are currently scaling our business to $20 million. I'll see you in the next one.